Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by on your Saturday. Today we're going to be doing some Ultimus 7 raid nodes. We're also going to be doing some more X-23 Blitzing and then just roll with the punches from there. We already did that. Okay. Slipping back down an arena again. I've got to stay on top of that. After I hit this one arena fight, I'll jump into Ultimus 7, start hitting those nodes. We're going to prioritize Black Bolt if we can. Let me know how the camera looks. I added a little bit of a stream light here. Try to fix some of the washout I've been having. Hey, Shara. Yeah, I'll definitely hit up the war also. He's so strong. Cannot wait until I unlock him. Just see if there's anything we need to pick up from supplies here. Actually, I could use more of these. Pick up blob. Nice. Nice. Alright, so why don't we... Alright, we'll hit our war charges first, and then we'll move into Ultimus 7. Defenders into defenders is always a good pick, especially for a punch down, so we will go ahead and do that. Obviously, you want to take out Iron Fist first to disrupt the sustain of the team. Sometimes you'll end up taking somebody else out in the process, like Punisher in this case. Though it ended up being a trade. So that's a pretty confident win at this point. Throw some energy to our teammates with JJ. Can actually auto out the rest of this fight. Two more fights takes out the bridge, which we'll do, and that should help significantly with the war effort. Okay. These Asgardians may be problematic. Let's see what we can throw at them. We'll see, Shara. I'm gonna do my best. Alright. Let's throw our X-Men at these higher Asgardians, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with the lower Asgardians. I appreciate it. The dangerous thing for me here is their AoE potential, because if they take out Cyclops, then I am pretty screwed. The stun is what may do me in here. got rid of Thor. We need Phoenix to hang in there. Alright, that should have at least weakened them enough that if I come at them a second time with something a little weaker, I should be able to wipe them out. So Cheryl, let me know. I'm going to turn this light off. How does that look? See, the problem is it looks like I'm shadowed on this side. That's part of what I was trying to fix. Alright, you know what? I'm going to hit pause on this Asgardian's team so I can throw my power armor against this one. Yeah, I don't know if I can change the coloration. This is just more about lighting up my whole face a little more. Sounds good. Hopefully I'll be able to take out these two teams and secure the bridge. Alright, we got that ability block in. We're going to go for the speed up from Falcon. I'm very much surprised that Ironheart survived that, but I'm glad she did, because maybe now we can get that defense down applied. Nice. And that may be what secures this for us. Yep. That's going to be this team taken down. So, that's how I needed the RNG to break. That was good. We'll still be behind if we take the bridge, but it'll at least put us within striking distance of having a shot of winning. I will have to purchase the war energy. Now I just have to figure out who I want to throw at this. Okay, got the ability block on Hela. Resisted the bleed, unfortunately. We got it that time, though. That was good. Juggernaut will taunt. Alright, hang in there, Juggernaut. Damn it. Alright, at least someone should be able to take him out. Drop a line in our Discord, let everyone know. I'll hit the Gamma 4 next, and then I'll swing around to Ultimus 7 to give people time to jump into the stream. Once I just auto my way through these Gamma 4s, then we'll jump into Ultimus 7. I also probably hit the DD3 first node again today. Slowly chip away at that. And then after I do Ultimus 7, then I'll do a little more X-23 Blitzing. I don't remember if I've broken 3 million yet. I thought I did, but I've got to double check. Why don't we switch over to aim for this node? I'm happy with my choice to replace Infector with Monstrosity. It took a while for me to get him to a high enough power level that even though he's not as high as the Infector was, he could take his spot. We drop this down to 2 times so it doesn't absolutely fly through it. It's ironic that Psylocke's resistance is as high as it is, because the whole idea behind her kit is that she accrues the negative effects and then transfers them, so it's sort of counterproductive to resist negative effects for her. Almost through the Gamma 4 nodes, and then we could jump into Ultimus 7. One of the only current uses for my defenders. I'm trying really hard in the X-23 Blitz to make sure I'm in the 11 to 25% or better, to make sure that I get the shards I need to increase X-23's star level. According to the predictions I saw, I need to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.6 mil or above, which I'm definitely going to hit, but I want to try to get as far as I can just to make sure. Alright, one more node and then we can do the Ultimus 7. No, Sherry, you didn't miss anything. I was just knocking out my Gamma 4 nodes, and now I'm going to switch over to Ultimus 7. Decent damage on the board from Jigs. He's coming a long way. Yeah. No, absolutely, yeah. It's good to have some of the young guys finally able to put some decent damage on the board. Okay. Alright. You've been trying to wait before you start to give him a chance to tackle what he can. That makes perfect sense. That's what we should be doing with some of the rookies. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start hitting our Ultimus 7 nodes. But not with defenders. Don't know why they were pre-selected. We're gonna stick with our usual team here. Hey, how you doing, PG? Probably. That's probably why they were pre-selected. Should I go Symbiote Spidey or Hela? Hell, it is. Correct. Unfortunately, Carnage isn't there yet. I need to push Carnage a little higher. I also have to figure out why my top bar here is not displaying all of the information. I got the most recent follower function to work, but I have a subscriber right now, and they are not showing up in the subscriber field, so I don't know why. As always, we're going to start out autoing just to make sure that we don't time out on this. We'll switch to manual when there's only a couple enemies left. Oh yeah, what's that? Yeah, that's fair, but I find it doesn't really make a difference for my ability to bash through the node. And I'll have the ult again by the next node, so it does not much matter. I'm actually going to go ahead and use Shuri's heal, though. Because I want to make sure I go into the next node with enough health. And now we managed all our cooldowns, so going into the next node should be a breeze. For those of you just joining us, don't forget to say hi in chat so that I can give you guys your free raffle ticket for the end of the month gift card drawing. So this is the second node of lane 1 in the Ultimus 7 raid. Obviously, Carnage is going to be our primary target here. And we'll start out autoing like we did last time, just picking targets, just to make sure that because this is a slower moving team, we want to make sure that we don't time out on the node. Once we get to like 5 enemies left, we'll switch from auto to manual to finish it out. Waiting for Scientist Supreme to flip all these negative effects and turn them into positives. Although we will probably lose Hela here. And we'll have to bring it back with Minerva. Definitely take Ultron back. And we got Hela back too. Good. He did. Yeah, Doctor Strange had flipped all the buffs, but we made it through it. I mean, the sustain on this team, it is a slow team. As you can see, we're ticking down much lower than I'd like to. But with the 2 revives from Scientist Supreme and Minerva, I got back Hela and Ultron, who I lost. So the team is basically immortal. It just moves really, really slowly. This Carnage should bleed to death. I'm hoping to catch this one with an AoE to try to be as efficient as possible. Alright, now we're going to take it off auto for cooldown management here. He should bleed to death. There we go. I'm just gonna flip these debuffs. It's gonna be tight. There we go. Shoo! 13 seconds on the clock. Ah! The problem with not using auto Shara is that because of the way the team's engine works, it's a slow burn of a team. So that slight lag can make a difference. I mean, I'll attempt it, that's fine, but we may time out. That's why usually I auto up until there's like 3 or 4 enemies left, and then I switch to manual, but we can do it just to show how it does. You do pick up a little time when there's instances of like unnecessary heals that get thrown, but otherwise it's sometimes tough with this team to not auto. Once I get Carnage higher, I'm planning to take Hela off the team, take Shuri off the team, and throw in Carnage and Symbiote Spidey, and then the damage should be high enough that I won't have to auto on these nodes. But until Carnage gets there, I just can't do it. Or conversely, I may end up swapping Hela for Black Bolt once I unlock him, and that should have the same effect. So obviously we're going to start with Carnage here. We'll throw defense up on everybody. Use Minerva's ult. I'm actually not going to use Scientist Supreme's heal because I already know we're going to get some debuffs from Carnage and Venom. So she can flip those debuffs. Carnage will bleed to death. There we go. Go ahead and summon Ultron's minions. Throw some buffs out here. I think one more and he'll bleed to death. Oh, we took him out. Never mind. I am going to use it this time just to throw some debuffs on all our enemies to try to whittle them down faster. I think Iron Fist will probably bleed out with those. No, the AoE will get him though. That's fine. Go ahead and flip those debuffs. We lost Hela, but we're going to heal with Shuri here. Minerva will be able to bring her back right here. Yeah, so we're definitely going to time out on this node. And then we'll hit it a second time and we'll be alright. I'm actually going to start managing my cooldowns for the next attempt. So like I said, manualing it is sometimes too slow. So for this next attempt, we're going to start autoing, and then once we get down, we'll switch back to manual. What strategy is that, Shara? Gotcha. Yeah, so you always want to start by targeting Carnage followed by Venom. They're the two most dangerous. For this node, for the first wave after you kill the two of them, you want to take out Iron Fist because, again, he provides the sustain for the other defenders. The next most dangerous character I would say would be Miles, actually, with... he's got the stun, I think, so he's the next important one. So again, now that Venom dropped, I immediately switched to Venom. So you see, you clear it so much faster on auto. It is worth autoing when you can, and just guiding targets. The kill order matters less here. It's more just about whatever makes the most sense, whoever you can take out the quickest. Because right now I can't attack Miles yet. Once, there we go. Now that Miles is up again, I'll finish Miles off. Yeah, so you want, the problem is because of the number of debuffs they have in these comps, you want to kill Carnage first because his damage potential is through the roof. Once you do that, your next target is Venom because he drops multiple bleeds and can spread debuffs, and that's not good either. So you want to take him out next. And then once you do that, then you're like, alright, so based on the potential sustain of the team, Iron Fist needs to be the next target, and then you go Punisher, Daredevil, so on and so forth. You know what I'll do, though, before I jump into the next one and start autoing it? I'll just take a look at the node itself, and we'll just talk through what the targets will be. That way it's a little clearer. Because I know it does move fast when I'm autoing. And just, you know, at this point, I've done it so many times, you know, it's pretty rote for me to just click what I need to click, but it's worth taking a look at. So, Gotcha. Alright, so for this node, there is Venom in the node, and so when he's out, I will focus on Venom. However, it depends on whether or not I've got a lot of buffs or not, because if I have a lot of buffs, I'll actually focus on Vision first, because I don't want him to clear my buffs. As I've talked about, if I don't have a lot of buffs up, then I'm going to focus Carnage first, Venom first rather, but if I do have a lot of buffs up, I'm going to focus Vision first that he doesn't clear them. After that, some priority targets include Winter Soldier. Obviously, when Drax is out, you really have no choice but to focus him first because of his opening taunt. But that's really it. They're the only quote-unquote scary people on the field. So Vision and Venom are your two priority targets. Their order will depend on how many buffs you have on your characters or not. And again, as a general rule of thumb, I'll auto until there's about 3 or 4 enemies left, and then I'll switch to manual for cooldown management. Okay. So obviously we're going to have no choice but to start with Drax here. Alright, so we do have a bunch of buffs on us, so I am going to focus on vision first. And then Venom. After Venom, I'll focus on Scarlet Witch just because of her ability to split health between people and keep them alive. Alright, I'm actually going to take it off auto here. We'll basic down Scarlet Witch. Make short work of Winter Soldier here. I'm going to take Kree Reaper out next. These are all just easy kills here. We can just basic our way down, managing all our cooldowns here. Easy peasy. Other node clear. That's all our energy for the moment. Let's collect this milestone reward here, and then we will jump into Dark Dimension 3. What kind of offers are in the store right now? Let's take a look. Still offering the Sinister 6 bundle. Nothing amazing here. I'm really not tempted to get anything. I do have to, however, star up Blob. Slowly working on my new and improved Brotherhood team. It's not a priority, but I am putting some resources into them along the way. Closing that divide here, although we only have an hour and a half left. It's going to require some effort if we're going to get that taken care of. Alright, DD3. I actually hit DD3 late last night / early this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and spend the power cores to heal. To hit it again. Okay, so first one I want to take out is going to be Cyclops here, because his ultimate is going to completely wipe the team. I don't want that, so... Nice. Okay. One more down. Ghost Rider is going to be my next target. I don't know why his animation didn't go off just there. It was interesting. Bye, Daredevil. I really need to take out Falcon. Ouch. But that'll have to wait for my next attempt. Let's see how much damage we got on the board with that attempt. $1.4 million. Not bad. Slowly chipping away. Yeah, it's rough, Shara. It's going to be a little better once I get the other characters I need to get up where they belong. Again, Phoenix is a waiting game. I'm just waiting for 2 more of the adaptive pathogens to show up in the store, and then she'll be there. Symbiote Spider-Man I've made some recent progress on. I now just have 1 item left for him, which is it's going to take a little longer. I'm waiting on 13 more marrow extracts, so he's still a ways away. And I've also started working on getting my Ghost Rider up to speed. And Venom as well, by the way. You don't think you've ever seen what? DD3? The Superior Marrow Extract? Yeah, it's in the it'll occasionally show up in the war store. Otherwise you find it in the Orange Gear War Orbs. Here it is. The marrow extracts here, so is the adaptive pathogen that I need for Phoenix. The tachyon disruptors I was using, and the nanite injectors for Minerva before I got her Digi-14. That's where all these mini uniques are. The isochronal compounds, which I already have all I need for Phoenix, but that's another mutant gear piece. That's what all these things are. Bio gear, mutant gear, mystic gear, skill, tech, bio. This is a bio piece. mutant, mutant. This is mystic, mystic, skill, skill or tech. I don't know if that's skill or tech actually. This is skill, tech, tech, and then it goes back to the same items but smaller amounts. Yeah, that like keypad looking thing, I think that is skill. So that's that, trying to get them where they need to be, and that'll make a difference. I'll be rotating out Daredevil and Punisher for Phoenix and Symbiote Spider-Man, and then if I get Carnage and or Ghost Rider there next, then Iron Fist will rotate out. Not too many skill characters looking up to G13 and 14. Yeah, again, so the fact that I've got 3 of my defenders on G14 is just a reflection of how long I've had them at the top tier, and the fact that I used them for DD2. But Cyclops I'm going to keep around because I am going to use him for the global nodes, certainly. Defenders will come back in when I get to the city nodes if I don't have too many other city characters. So, like, I'm hoping to have Ghost Rider by then, because those are the final nodes of DD3. I won't be there probably for a couple months. So at that point, my plan is to have Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, Ghost Rider, possibly Venom, depending on how things break. I did get some quote-unquote insider knowledge. I don't know how accurate this is, but from my understanding, let me see what I wrote down. I don't know if this was data mined. I got this sort of friend of a friend of a friend information, but the next legendary is supposedly Doc Ock, which I'm told you will likely need X-Force to get. After Doc Ock, I heard that they may be releasing Eternals as a hard counter to Black Order. And then after that, I hear they may add additional symbiotes to the game. So my focus is still making my symbiote team as strong as possible, planning on being able to include these new symbiotes when they drop. So take that with a grain of salt, because again, that is not directly from the horse's mouth. That is down the grapevine of the rumor mill, but that's what I hear is the upcoming plan. So I'm trying to make decisions accordingly, planning on the characters that will eventually be filtering through the pipeline. Alright, so we did DD3. We did our Ultimus 7 nodes. We're going to jump in and do a little more X-23 Blitzing here. I'm just shy of 3 million at the moment, so I'm sitting in a pretty comfortable place as far as what I want to hit. Let me just see here. So based on the Blitz predictions, where I'm currently sitting at should have me solidly in the 11 to 25% I need to get the 25 shards I need to get her to the next star rank. So I'm not gonna rest on my laurels here, but I'm feeling pretty confident about where I am. But I am going to keep pushing. According to the predictions, if I can get above 4.7 mil, that might put me in the 6 to 10% range. So that's where we're heading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we will attack that for sure. So, I know from watching some of the other streamers who play, I know that some people usually do like a 2 or 3 tier cycle where they'll get up to like tier 8 and then they'll fall back down to tier 5 or 6 and then fight their way back up again. I like to keep a tighter cycle, so I will get up to tier 8 and then drop back down to tier 7, fight back up to tier 8, go back down to tier 7, and just sort of cycle to maximize the amount of points I'm getting per cycle. Obviously, we don't have to worry about cooldown management here because it's Blitz. We are in a heat wave, yeah. I think the heat index is supposed to be over 100 tomorrow. And obviously the other nice thing about Blitz is we don't have to worry about the timer, so we can take our time and punch through this as we see fit. You don't know the 100 degrees I speak of. And I just mentioned I hate the cold, and that if I ever moved out of New York, it would probably be somewhere south of here. And then I come on stream and tell you it's going to be over 100 degrees here tomorrow. What is that in Celsius? I don't know offhand. If I had to guess, I want to say there's got to be 20 something, maybe. Degrees is like 37 Celsius, and it's supposed to be over that, so figure like 38, 39 Celsius. It's alright, we have central air conditioning, not worried about it. I'm gonna hang out in the house. We've got the Werewolf the Forsaken stream tomorrow in the morning. Let's see if we can't put our defenders to use now. I just didn't like, yeah, we can punch it to this team. Just didn't like the teams that were available for the last one. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 31, but feel like 41. Yeah, the heat index, that's what they're talking about is like what it's going to feel like based on, you know, wind speed if there is any, or what the moisture content in the air is and things like that, relative humidity. So, they're saying that the heat index is going to be over 100. I don't think the actual temperature is going to be over 100, but I could be wrong. Well, you live right by a lake, so that makes sense that the humidity is crazy. Although we live close to the ocean, so it's pretty humid here a lot of the time too. You miss central air, you don't have it anymore. We can auto the rest of this one. This is a win, the splits battle. Alright, so that puts us at 3.14 million. Let's see what we want to pick into next. Replacing the elevator in your building. Oy. Let's see if we can find a reasonable target for our Guardians of the Galaxy here. I don't want to punch up that high with them. I don't trust them. That's good. I think I can punch into this team. I am a little nervous though. Let me see what else we can find. 270. I feel more comfortable punching into this. Let's punch into this. Yes, absolutely. Those other teams it was trying to make me punch into were like as Guardians and some crazy comps that I just didn't feel comfortable hitting. If you'll notice, I took Spider-Man out of my Spider-Verse team for Ghost Rider. I feel very comfortable with that decision. Look at all the bleed. Boop. Yeah, no, you are a good influence. You know what it is? I sometimes fall into the trap of like but he has nothing to do with them, and it doesn't matter. The answer is he's just a really strong character who applies negative effects, and because the rest of the team hinges upon doing nasty things with negative effects, he's a good addition to the team. And Spider-Man, while he has the Spider-Verse tag, just doesn't synergize much with the rest of the team. So Ghost Rider's a better addition, at least until they add more symbiotes to the team. Alright, so we're currently at 3.2. Again, our goal is 4.7. That's where we want to be. It's where we want to be. So this is a... not quite 100k punch-up, but close. I'm going to try it. I've heard rumors that Shriek will be one of them. I don't know about the second one. But I know they're talking about adding Shriek to the next Venom movie. So I imagine they will try to dovetail releasing those characters in the game with that. And will likely release Shriek as well. What the other symbiote or symbiotes will be, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna start with... I liked the Venom movie. I like Tom Hardy as an actor generally. And I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, it's not as good as the MCU movies. You know, this still was a Sony project, and Sony's track record is mixed at best. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a generally fun movie. And they're saying that they're saying that Tom Holland will be in the next one as Spider-Man, which would be exciting, at least in some capacity. That was part of the deal that Disney made with Sony to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. So much damage! I didn't even break a sweat. Nearly 100k punch-up did not break a sweat. It's gonna make me happy too. I love Tom Holland too. He is the best Spider-Man we've had on the silver screen so far. And that's nothing against Toby. He did well, right? It's nothing against Andrew Garfield. There were elements I liked of him also, but Tom Holland just, for me, is like born to play that part. Alright, so now that we're tier 8, it's going to get harder for me to win these, so I'm actually going to throw one or two here, and then we'll climb our way back up. So we're going to go ahead and queue up my mercs to lose this one. Andrew Garfield, you didn't like him, huh? Yeah, Tom Holland's really good. Who, Andrew Garfield? So I think that Tobey Maguire was a pretty decent Peter Parker, but was not the greatest Spider-Man. I feel that Andrew Garfield wasn't a very good Peter Parker, but was a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire was. I feel like Tom Holland is a perfect Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think he captures the two really well. Because, like, Peter Parker's really, like, nerdy and awkward, right? But Spider-Man had this interesting, quippy, confident humor, and Tobey Maguire didn't have that. He only had the awkward nerdiness side of it. So, yeah, he may have the best overall acting chops, but, like, he was only Peter Parker. Like, you can tell when he read about the character and was trying to, like, get into the mindset of the character, he just attached to Peter Parker. And so I felt like he brought that into his acting when he was being Spider-Man also, and I didn't feel that really, really quippy, confident swagger as Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, you didn't buy as Peter Parker because he wasn't awkward. He was more of a suave character. But he brought more of that quippiness and, like, devil-may-care attitude to Spider-Man that Spider-Man had. And so I liked him better as Spider-Man. But Tom Holland has both. When he's playing Peter Parker, he seems a little clumsy and nerdy and endearing in that way. But when he's Spider-Man, even though he has an element of that, because, you know, Spider-Man was still Peter Parker, he has more of that confident, quippy, chats through the whole fight sort of attitude to it. You know, and some of that, I think, to give the devil its due, I think some of that doesn't necessarily have everything to do with the actors. I think that's part of the script, exactly. So now that Spider-Man is being written by the people, the brilliant minds behind the MCU, I think, yes, that has a lot to do with it, certainly. But still, some of that's just the actor, too, you know? Like, I don't know how true this is, but the story that I've heard told again and again is that part of what sealed the deal for Tom Holland playing Spider-Man is he came in and he read for the part, and they were like, alright, like, yeah, you're done, you read for the part, and then at the end of it, he just did a backflip out of nowhere, just did it, to, like, show them that he had the athletic capability and all that stuff, and, like, it's that sort of improv that, like, captures part of Spider-Man, is that this quick thinking, you know, very athletic character. I don't know, I really like Tom Holland. He's definitely my favorite Spider-Man, hands down. Yeah, he is. And I think that's great that he brings that to the part, because also, like, when he's acting and, like, being able to do a lot of his own stunts and stuff, like, it puts him more in the mindset of the character, and I think it's part of why he makes a better Spider-Man. It's because even the subtle movements and stuff he makes feel more like Spider-Man's movements than previous characters, which felt a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not awkward, but stiff. They felt a little stiff, and he moves just in a more smooth, fluid way because he knows how a character like that would move. Alright, this is another loser team we're picking, just to drop down one more tier. Absolutely. What's his name? I want to throw Nobu in there. Here he is. And we will pick into Asgardians, which will be a definite loss. That'll drop me down to tier 6, and then I'll turn back to winning teams and start pushing up again. Thought it might be physically impossible for you to choose hand characters to fight with. Not if it's a losing team. I'm very happy picking them as a losing team. It's painful to me when they win. Only because I have so much bluster about how bad they are. I know I've heard some people trolling and saying that hands will get a rework, but I don't see that ever happening. Never, ever, ever. There's no reason to. They've got no projects that I can think of coming up anytime soon that might utilize the hand in a way that makes them want to give them more attention. And there's just no reason. They've got all these new characters coming out and stuff. I don't see them bringing the hand up to speed, so to speak. I think that they've made a decision that there needs to be a power curve, and that hand is at the bottom of that power curve, and that is the reality. Defenders I don't see getting a rework at any point either, because there's just no requirement for it. Alright, so we're gonna switch back to a winning team here. Generally, yeah, it makes sense, because people get hyped up, and then when they're hyped up, they're like, oh, well, now I have to have that character. They're more likely to spend money. I mean, look, people forget. It's a business, right? And this is a game that we get to play for free, which is awesome. But we only get to play it for free because there are whales out there that are willing to spend money, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to sustain the game and hire people, hire their artists, hire their coders, hire their marketing people. They wouldn't be able to do it. So they have to incentivize people to spend money, and how do you do that? You either do that by reworking characters and making them stronger, or you do it by introducing new characters. Well, what's the best way to introduce new characters? Do your marketing for yourself, hype everybody up for the new movies, and then throw a little trailer for the game before the movie and say, hey, by the way, you can play as these awesome characters, and then people are going to buy them. Hey, thanks for the follow, Quake. I just added you to the monthly raffle drawing for the free gift card. What are we at? 3.3. Slowly getting there. How much time do we have? As opposed to what? Well, just the whole thing is every time you tune into the stream at least once per stream day, you get a free raffle ticket towards the gift card drawing. So, yeah, there you go. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate it very much so. Yeah, so the whole idea is if you tune in, any given day that you tune in, you just say, hi, let me know you're there, you get the free raffle ticket. Some people like to lurk, they don't like to chat, but if I see the follow, then I know you're there. So basically every day you tune in, you get a raffle ticket. The whole requirement of someone saying hi in chat is just that I know you're there, that I see you, and I know you're watching. Because otherwise, as I'm going through the stream, I don't, I can see how many people are watching, but I don't know who's watching unless you say something. So yeah, basically at the end of every month, we do the actual raffle drawing the first Saturday of the following month. You don't actually have to be present for the raffle drawing. You do need to join our Discord channels that I can get a hold of you. So let me actually put that up in chat again. And then I send you an electronic $25 gift card of your choice. Just as my way of saying thanks for tuning in and chatting with me and making the stream interesting. Because the stream is always more interesting when people chat. Alright, so we are still pushing. I want to try to get to that 4.7-ish million number to see if I can't bump myself up above 10% for the Blitz. So what team do we want to use next? I'm going to go ahead and use Guardians, because I've been having trouble getting good matchups with them, but because we dropped ourselves down to tier 6, I feel more confident. Yes, we will pick into defenders anytime. Haha, thanks. Most people would jeer me for that because defenders are no longer a top tier team. They're now very decidedly a mid-tier team, but I've been playing since 2018, and when I started playing, they were a top-tier team, so they are largely a relic of my playtime length, and I did get a 6 red star Iron Fist from an orb at one point, so that is part of why they are so high. I do have uses for them. I think it is a testament to the fact that defenders are not useless, because there are still raids. For example, Gamma 4 defenders are still very useful. And in Blitz, because the team is so high, they're worth a lot of points to me, so they do still have uses. But unfortunately, in Arena, they're now trash tier. And Ultimus 7, they're actually... Here's the other thing, like, people write them off, but in Ultimus 7, they're actually a recommended team for one of the lanes. So, at least for the first node of, I think it's lane 7. So they've really hung on despite power creep, but certainly they're not a top tier team anymore. I really need Rocket Tang in here, or this may not be a win. There we go, Mantis. Oh, hang in there, Rocket. No! This just got interesting, because now I don't know if this is an easy win. I really need to take out Punisher before he does anything else. We gotta take off auto. You agree, even if they're not OP anymore, they're useful even more too. They've proven to be a defense headache when you're scrambling for points. You're not wrong. Good. I wanted that to go to Drax, so I'm glad it did. Yes, and we got the revive in. That may be our saving grace. I'm actually going to go with the heal first, and then we'll go with the death proof. Alright, I think we do have this. I was nervous for a minute there, but I think we have it. If not for Groot, we would be dead in the water, but Groot may turn this around yet. Keep that Drax alive, because we do need him. By the way, if anyone suggests that Gamora is the superior choice to Groot, they are incorrect. Even though Groot's heal is garbage, his ability to buff the team is immense, and in situations like what just happened, where he revives, it ends up getting you even more mileage, and it's totally worth it. Mantis saves Drax again, but it may be for the last time. Just have to get through this Luke Cage here. Okay. Here we go. It's a nice big hit. Woof. Come on. Oh no! Come on! Oh, this is gonna be such a close fight. Woof. I was sweating a little bit on that one, but we made it through. Thanks. That was close. I misplayed early on because I underestimated them because they were defenders. And then after they took out Star-Lord and Rocket, I started getting worried, but Groot saved us. Aw, thanks, Shara. I had faith in Groot. In Groot we trust, so it worked out. Okay. So I'm going to take out War Machine first. There we go. Now Pyro. For his endless bleed. Okay, next I'm gonna go for Deadpool. And then it really doesn't matter what order I kill Wolverine and Sabretooth. They'll both go down pretty easy. Alright. It's an easy 57,000 points. Now I pick the next team in the rotation. We will... I actually think I'm going to throw the X-Men team up next. I feel very confident picking X-Men into Defenders, so that's what we will do. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't followed yet, please hit that follow button or drop a line in chat. Love to hear from you guys. You know what I'll do? I'm going to go through one more tier of choosing winning teams. Then I'm going to drop down 2 tiers again for the cycle. And I'm going to do a little blitz roulette, let you guys pick the team comps for the teams. They don't have to be losing teams. We can try to win with them, but at least I won't care if they're losing teams. I started playing MSF in October of 2018. And you never need to apologize for asking questions here. I love it. I just gotta fix an alarm here quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Cyclops' damage is absurdly good. So who here is excited for Beast? This guy. This guy's excited for Beast. I will unashamedly wail out for that one. I will definitely be picking him up the second I can. Okay. Yeah, I'll pick into Asgardians with aim. Yeah, I'm really excited about Beast. I'm really excited about Emma Frost. Squirrel Girl, less so. Less so. I mean, it's going to be interesting to have another team added with Young Avengers, but I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be top tier. Having said that, I think Squirrel Girl is probably going to be the strongest member of the Young Avengers, but I just don't think the Young Avengers themselves are going to be a top tier team. That was unfortunate. Go ahead and taunt with aim security. My top 5 favorite currently available characters from the game. Just based on like characters from the franchise, or as far as like game stats and things like that? Because those are different answers. I'm gonna go ahead and flip these negative effects to positive effects. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, it's a raid. Hey, thanks for raiding. Hey guys, Men in Block, thank you. Thank you very much. I love it. How you guys doing today? Did you have a good stream? Oh, thanks for the follow. Dr. Z Peppers, how's it going? Just doing some X-23 blitzing here. Trying my best to hit top 10% if I can, but I'll settle for 11 to 25 because that'll get me up a star level with X-23. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw out this heal with Scientist Supreme. Try to keep Graviton alive, because if he drops, yeah, that's going to be tough. Thanks for the follow, Men in Blog. Appreciate it. I don't know if this one's going to be a win, guys. I feel like this fight may have been over-ambitious. Although aim security is hanging in by her fingertips. You might learn something about MSF. I'm doing alright, Man in Blog. How you doing? Did you have a good stream? Dr. Z Pepper is your Star Wars guy with MSF as a backup. Very cool. I've got a buddy like that who's actually in our alliance in MSF that he actually streams Galaxy of Heroes. That's too little too late with that revive, Scientist Supreme. I think this fight is already over, but I will at least throw the heal and see what we can do and throw some negative effects out there. You had an awesome stream. Glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it. I'm going to have to check it out, Men in Blog. So do any of your other viewers play MSF, or are you also a Star Wars guy, Men in Blog? TNS Gamer, thanks for being here. Some MSF you used to play, but you quit. When did you quit? Because they've done a lot of really good stuff with the game. Alright, so that was a loss. That drops us down to tier 6, but that's fine. We'll still get decent points at Oh, you only quit 1 or 2 weeks ago. Wow, that's interesting. So what was it that that pushed you to quit? Dr. Zeppers, you think a lot of Galaxy of Heroes streamers are playing MSF as well. Galaxy of Heroes can be limited on streamable content, which is ironic because there is a lot more content in Galaxy of Heroes, but I get what you're saying. I actually play a little Galaxy of Heroes on the side. I don't stream it. I'm much newer to the game, but there is a lot of content there. You're not a Marvel fan. That's fair. Honestly, Marvel, being a Marvel fan or not aside, it's a really solid game. So a friend of mine does stream Galaxy of Heroes. He's a big Star Wars fan. We talked him into playing Marvel Strike Force, and he has a very limited knowledge of the Marvel universe, and like he liked X-Force, but outside of that doesn't really know most of the characters. And he actually has fallen in love with the game. He actually likes this game better than Galaxy of Heroes. So just mechanically, this is a pretty good game. Men in Blog, it's always the same. New characters come out, you can't farm a single squad because of the gold crunch, and yeah, it makes sense. You had all characters unlocked, but no squad was outrageously strong. What was your strongest squad, Men in Blog? Dr. Zeppers, JC, raids, events, it all ebbs and flows. That makes sense. Yeah, not being familiar with the characters definitely, you know, hurts the emotional resonance of, like, wanting to go after characters. But in some ways that's better. Because the people like me who love the characters, like, sometimes I chase characters that are out of meta just because I adore them, you know, because I was a big comic book reader. Whereas you could really just focus on the meta and be like, psh, I don't care. Like, I just want the strong ones. Men in Blog, it was your arena squad with Black Bolt, Phoenix, Ultron, Yo-Yo, and Vision. Do you know roughly what the number, like, were they at 400,000? You can't remember how strong they were? My strongest is Defenders, which is kind of joke-worthy. Like, you could make memes about me, but I've been playing since October of 2018, so it's sort of just a relic of they were my oldest, strongest team. You had Phoenix at 6 reds, that's awesome. And Black Bolt at 5, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a strong team. That's a pretty strong team. What do we got here? I've got enough charges here that I can reuse a couple of these teams as we climb. Yeah, we'll pick into this team for sure. You've only been playing for a year and 2 months. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, if you focus characters, it's not terribly hard to get pretty strong in the game. And in some ways, starting later actually helps because I feel like Fox Next learned a lot of lessons from missteps early on that they've improved some stuff later on. So you took his place, Zeppers. The cycle must be completed. Men in Blog dropped and you joined. Iron Man's gonna be the big problem, I think, for me here, followed by Hulk. So I'm gonna try to focus on them. Nice, Zeppers. Have you found an alliance that you like? Because that's a huge part of this game. If you don't have a good alliance, then it's not nearly as much fun of a game. You're in alliance with your streaming colleague, PWW Daniel 01. Very cool. Are you guys in like one of those creator groups where you all like follow each other and stuff? Raid each other? I've been trying to find something like that in MSF. I'm not in anything officially, but there's a couple of streamers that we do like raid each other when we're around. But I think it'd be cool to get involved in one of those groups, like schedule our streams around each other and stuff. Okay, so we will reuse this team as well. Our goal here, we want to get this number around 4.7 million before the end of the event. How much more time do we have on this, actually? 1 day. We got 1 day left. I should be able to do it. We'll pick into this team. Haha, thanks so much, Men in Blog. Again, thanks for the raid and get some sleep. Yeah, TNS Gamer, there's actually a couple games that are not unlike Galaxy of Heroes. They all do things slightly differently. I actually play and stream a Disney game. Disney Sorcerer's Arena is in a similar genre to those games. So, you know, some of the games have like more live action PvP modes. Some games are more focused on like raiding type mechanics. The raids in MSF I like much better than the raids in Galaxy of Heroes. Galaxy of Heroes, everyone attacks like one big target. I can actually show you guys after this battle. I'll jump into the MSF raids so you can see some of the different content in here. Usually most of the people popping in are people who play MSF, so it's interesting to have some outsiders here. We can walk through the different game modes. That'll be a fun little thing. And because I've played Galaxy of Heroes, I can kind of give you guys equivalencies based on what I played. One thing that we don't have that's like very different is the whole starships mechanic of Galaxy of Heroes, where it's almost like a side game where the modes are similar but different. We don't have something like that. Here everything is just ground game. You're people trying to be more positive, move the community forward, working as a community to promote each other and the games we love. We're starting a new concept group called Mobile Game Ambassadors of Twitch to create a circle of knowledgeable gamers willing to help others. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I'd be down to be part of that if you'd have me. Yeah, man, if you, you know what? I'm going to drop my Discord link again. If you want to touch base with me after the stream, that's our public Discord. My name in there is Praetor. If you want to touch base with me after the stream, that would be cool. I'd love to talk more about that. Okay, so this game mode we've been playing is called Blitz. And in Blitz, basically, you just keep fighting enemy teams that other people have sort of just set up, you know, from their rosters. And you climb this ladder, if you will, getting more and more points as you go. And based on how you finish, there are milestone rewards that you have to hit certain thresholds. But then once you finish the milestones, everything is about trying to hit a higher rank to get more rewards. Yeah, for sure, Dr. Zuppers. Absolutely, I'd be happy to do that. So that's Blitz mode. And it rotates out every couple days with like a different character that you can get or things like that. We do have events, which they have a similar thing in Star Wars, where like you can earn character shards and stuff by doing missions essentially that have certain requirements of character types and things like that. We also have events. I haven't seen anything in. I think it does exist where certain events are just like you get double shards for certain characters or something. We have that a lot also. But they have a similar thing. That would be equivalent to Galaxy of Heroes events. Then we have challenges. There's, again, a similar game mode in Galaxy of Heroes for that. And we have the same 6 challenges that rotate, and then on Sundays, you have all the challenges that you can hit. So Galaxy of Heroes has a similar thing with that, too. Then we have Arena. Again, very similar to Galaxy of Heroes Arena. You can set a defense team that people will go up against, and then you can attack other people's teams, and there's a ranking system, and you get periodic payouts based on where your rank is. I actually used to sit in like the top 50 in my shard, but because of the changing meta and power creep, I've slipped down to 200. I oscillate usually between like 120 and 250. I bounce around a lot. Then we have Dark Dimension I'll talk about in a minute. I don't know that Galaxy of Heroes has an exact equivalent of that, but we do have Wars. Wars there's like a similar mechanic. I think they're called territory battles or something. They're like that. Alright, sounds good, Zaps. Sounds good. I also apologize, you might hear my daughter crying in the background. It's approaching bedtime and I don't think she wants to go down. She's 2.5 years old, so tough life. I can probably change it after Zephyrus. I'll help with that. Yeah, the territory battles, I think it's like that. Where basically what happens is, on your team, you pick a spot in one of the decks, and you can set up defensive teams, and then the two alliances that get paired up will attack each other's positions. I don't know if territory battles are exactly the same. Again, I'm much newer in... Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, baby. What's the matter? You want to say hi to people? Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi, beautiful. Say hi. Hi. Hi? How you doing? Everyone's saying hi to you. Hi. Why are you crying? What happened? What happened? Why are you crying? Oh, you see how Daddy's playing a game? You pointing? What are you pointing at?
Over there.
Over there? What's going on over there?
I'm here. Here.
Here, what? What do you want me to do? You want me to click something? What do you want me to click?
On this.
Everybody's saying hi to you. Can you say hi, Quake? Oh, don't touch the microphone, please. Can you say hi, Quake?
Oh, no. To pay your guest.
Hello to my guests.
Stop.
Go tell Mommy what I'm doing. Go tell Mommy. Say Daddy's streaming.
No.
No? Steph?
No, I need to hold the microphone.
You can't hold it. It's got to stay on the desk, my love.
No.
All right, guys, hang tight. I'm sorry. We're gonna take a little intermission. I'll come back and show you guys a little more of the game. I apologize. Please hang around. I'll be back shortly.
What's in?
Hey everybody, sorry about that. Things get a little crazy around bedtime around here. He's feeling great, got up early, batteries are about dead. Very cool. Alright, so this was Alliance War. We are doing difficulty 1 for U7 right now. We have a lot of younger accounts, I'll say, in the Alliance. So we have to sort of be measured in what we do to allow them to still participate. But where is... I'll actually show you some of the power levels in the Alliance. Yes, that was Cassie. Alliance members, here you go. So, if you look at total collection power, I'm here sitting at number 3 in the alliance. But you'll notice that once you get like halfway through, collection power drops down pretty steeply. And we have some people that are way down here at the bottom who started much later. So because of that, if we tried moving up difficulty, I mean, I think the biggest issue is that in Ultimus 7 you have to 100% before you can move up a difficulty. Shara, I don't remember when you joined. Mr. Jigabachi, yeah, he's in all our alliance. He's my buddy who streams Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah, absolutely. We are more on the casual side as an alliance, and we just we want to include everybody and make sure everyone's improving. And over the years, we've also found that like bringing higher power players in, they tend to be very stereotypically demanding of like what they expect. Whereas when you bring fresher faces in, they just feel like, what can I do for the alliance? And that attitude stays that way as they stick around longer. So yeah, absolutely, real life has to come first. But it's good. We're happy right now. We hit 30% in Ultimus 7, which for who we have, I think is pretty good. I think within the next couple months we'll probably start hitting 60% in Ult 7. But 100% it's going to be a while still, because we do have those lower level players. Has to be players who want to play instead of veterans who are burnt out. Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's that game mode. Then there's Dark Dimension. Dark Dimension is, like I said, I don't know that there's an exact corollary between this and something in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But there are a number of nodes that have very powerful enemies that have a lot of health. And you work your way through the nodes, and as you go through, the rewards are pretty good, and if you beat it completely, it has really good rewards. Tons of unique material. This would be like, I guess they call them like Zeta materials or whatever in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the endgame sort of material. Keeping you on your toes, Shara, absolutely. So my current DD3 team is kind of a mess. My current DD3 team, it's the only Gear 14 characters I have at the moment. Yeah, it's a lot of rewards for this. That's what I mean. I don't think there's anything like that in Galaxy of Heroes that I can think of. So currently, again, 3 of my defenders, just because they're holdouts from earlier days for me. They were just the first characters I got to Gear Tier 13 to do Dark Dimension 2. And then I have Minerva, which is good. That's somebody I wanted to get that I got. Cyclops, just because I'm a big fan of Cyclops. G14 Min is honestly, I hate using words like required, but it's kind of required for DD3. She's just so good. And she checks the box for the cosmic nodes here. So, Dark Dimension 3, in order to qualify to do it, you need 5 characters of Gear Tier 14. They can get you through the first couple nodes regardless of what tags they have. Tags like in Star Wars Galaxies would be like Rebel or Imperial or whatever like that. Galactic Empire or whatever. Once you get here, they need to have a global tag, but you don't need a full team of 5 to keep going. So as long as one of your characters clicks the global tag, it'll be slower, but you can keep hitting nodes. Same goes for these nodes that become cosmic. You need somebody with a cosmic tag, and then towards the end you need city tag. So the defenders actually check the box for city tag, which isn't bad, but they're not great characters anymore. So they're not going to do the job for me, and I am working on the next characters. These are very slow clear nodes. You just keep hitting them over weeks or months to clear them. So I'm one piece of gear away from a Gear 14 Phoenix, and she's global. So her and Cyclops both check that box. Then I'm also one piece of gear away from G14's Symbiote Spider-Man, and he's a city character. That's a good character to take. So once I get Phoenix, then I'll have at least one character who checks every box, because Minerva is cosmic. After I get Spider-Man, Symbiote Spidey, Phoenix and Cyclops together are going to be amazing in DD3. Yeah, absolutely. They synergize so well. After I get Symbiote Spidey up, I've got Ghost Rider slowly coming up. He's gear tier 10 currently. I've got Carnage coming up, who will synergize really well with Symbiote Spider-Man. I want to get him up. He's currently G10 also. And then Colossus is also on my list as somebody I want to get up there. He's currently G13, but he's got a lot of gear that he needs to get before he's going to hit 14. And the problem is the G14 gear is so rare. It's so hard to come by. So it takes a long time to farm it in most cases, unless you're in an alliance that's doing like 100% on Ultimus 7. Let me actually check. How free-to-play friendly is this game? That's a really good question, TNS Gamer. So obviously, like any game, if you whale out, you're going to get ahead much farther. But I am not free-to-play in this game, but I wouldn't call myself a whale. I jokingly say I'm more of a dolphin, or maybe even like a flounder. Like, I spend money on good deals, but I can go months without spending money. I do have a buddy who's almost exclusively free-to-play. He'll only spend like $1 or $2 a month, maybe. Max gear in MSF is currently G14, correct. So he gets by just fine. He's actually in like the top 10 total collection power in the Alliance. Or not total collection power, but rather top team power, because he's more focused. He started playing less than a year ago. So he's one of our top performers. I'd say he's in the top 5 performers in the Alliance, even though his total collection power is lower because he doesn't have a very deep roster. Patience is key. We have a lot of free-to-play players in our Alliance. I spend the most in the Alliance, and if I spend $40 a month, that's a lot. But it's definitely a game you can do free-to-play. So one of the biggest differences between Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes... I do use BlueStacks. Yes, that's what I'm using to stream this. One of the biggest difference between Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force is the limited amount of requirements to do things. So I personally, as a newer player in Galaxy of Heroes, have been really frustrated that, like, I joined, a relatively mid-tier sort of guild, but, like, I can't participate in most of the events. I can't participate in events. I can't participate in a lot of the raids because you need to have either, like, all 7-star characters of, like, a specific type, or you need to have certain gear levels, or this or that. And because there's so many different tags and types of characters in Galaxy of Heroes, I'm like, great, I've got, like, a couple of 7-star Jedi characters. Oh, but this is Jawas, or oh, this is Rebels, or oh, this is Galactic Empire. And it's like, it's really frustrating for me how little I can participate in Marvel Strike Force. It's not like that. Like, the Alliance Ultimus 7 is the highest Alliance raid. Oh, that's the war thing. Hold on. You have 6 Wookiees and no Wookiee tag. It's coming. I'm sure it's coming. Don't worry. And then they'll release something that you need to have Wookiees at 7 stars for. So if you look in Ultimus 7, again, this is the most endgame Alliance raid, and you want to fight things, no restrictions. None. Not a single node has restrictions. Sure, there are some characters that are better than others, but there's no gear tier restriction, there's no star tier restriction, everybody can play together. Same thing with Alliance War, no restrictions. The only modes that have restrictions, there are certain campaign nodes which will help you farm new characters. They'll have this campaign is villains only. And then at certain nodes it's like, oh, you need like mystic villains or whatever. which, first of all, those tags are much more encompassing. Very, very rarely, there's only certain events that require you to have specific tags, and they're usually legendaries that are like, you need Spider-Verse to unlock this character, or you need, you know, Avengers or whatever. You don't actually need Avengers for anything. I'm just throwing out team tags. But usually the requirements are much broader, and it's like you need Cosmic. There's only 5 overarching tags: Bio, Skill, Tech, Cosmic, and Mystic. And those are the only, like, major tag. Oh no, it's Bio, Tech, Mutant, Mystic, and Skill. Those are the 5 major tags. So it'll have like requirements like that. And then there is one, the secondary type of raids. We call them Greek raids. In this case, it's Gamma 4. That'll have slightly more restrictions, but it's still flexible. I will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow we're not playing MSF. I play MSF usually Wednesday nights, Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday evenings, Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're doing a tabletop role-playing game stream for a game called Werewolf the Forsaken. And the storyteller, the dungeon master, if you will, who's running the game, is actually one of the guys who wrote and helped develop the game. His name is Chris Allen. So that's a lot of fun. And if you're into tabletop role-playing games, or if you're curious about them, that's something you don't want to miss, because that's really cool. So yeah, this is the secondary, what we call the Greek raids, and this will require, but it still gives you options. It's like defenders or mercenaries. So there's a lot less restrictions in this game. So because of that, the reason I brought that up is that makes it easier to be free to play, right? It's harder to be free to play if all these different things have really tight restrictions, because you're like, I don't want to wait, 18 months to be able to do this. I'm going to spend some money to pick up some characters. In this game, it's like, alright, so I don't have, mercenaries, but I have defenders, so I can still hit these nodes. And it gives you a lot more flexibility to be like, if something is a good deal, I'll pick it up, but otherwise, I don't have to. So, and like I said, right now, this character is X-23. She's one of the recently released characters. She's part of a team called X-Force. Where are we? X-Force. This is the X-Force team. These characters have been in the game for a long time, but they got a little bit of a rework when they released the other 3 members of the team. These 3 characters have all been released in the last 2 months or so. In MSF, you can pay $25 and get a full squad. In Galaxy of Heroes, you pay $25 for an extra star and a single character. Yes, in some cases. That is a recent deal, by the way, Zappers. They only recently started releasing the $25 100 shards of every character deals. Previously, $25 gets you 50 shards of a character in MSF as like a normal deal. So, and that's not a great value. I've paid that. Because sometimes, like, I don't want to wait for a character, or, I know they're not going to be easily farmable for a year or whatever, so sometimes I will go in on it, but typically, that's what you get. That's not even worth a star for $25. If you're just getting the character for the first time, it is, but 50 shards out of, like, 300 is not going to get you there. Absolutely. So having said that, I do find the MSF deals generally better than the Galaxy of Heroes deal. Aside from the Lightspeed deal in Galaxy of Heroes, I have not been tempted to spend money in Galaxy of Heroes. It seems like the value is garbage. But in Strike Force, we'll look at the offers right now. We'll look at this. So, like, this is a great deal. If you don't have these characters, this gets you the characters, and it gets you them a couple stars each, which is pretty good, right? You get them each at 3 stars, so that's good, right? Out of 7 stars, you get them at 3 stars, so that's pretty good. And on top of it, this is a good team, because you can actually use this team if you level them up and you get their stars up. You can actually use this team to unlock 2 different legendaries. Shuri from the Wakanda team, and Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four. Then you get deals like this. It's like $15 for 40 shards. So again, if you don't have the character at all, that's not terrible. But like as you start getting up, like that's not worth it for me. That's not a good deal. I'm not going to pay for that deal. They do a lot of these orb deals that the orbs are very specific. MSF characters are viable at 3 stars or more. In Galaxy of Heroes, most are not viable until 7. That is true. In Galaxy of Heroes, having max out stars is a requirement. In MSF, not so much. My here, let's clear this here all. My Cyclops, because he's not farmable right now, my Cyclops is only at 4 stars. He does have red stars, which is a mechanic that Galaxy of Heroes doesn't have yet. So the red stars are just a percentage increase on your skills. So where are we? It should show you somewhere here. I think that's actually in the store here. It'll tell you maybe. It says it somewhere. Shara, do you remember where it shows what the click next to the stars? Nice, TNS. Welcome to the dark side. Oh, here you go. Bam. So it shows you, it's a percentage increase on all their stats. So 1 red star gets you 5%. At 4 red stars where I have him, it's 35% bonus to his stats. You only get those bonuses if you already have that yellow star value, though. So, as an example, I should have a character that has at least an empty red star somewhere. Red stars come from specific red star orbs or the red star in-game store. Here we go. So Yo-Yo, I only have 2 yellow stars with her, even though I pulled a 3 red star orb. So she's got an empty red star. When I get her next yellow star by getting her to 55 or more character shards, that red star will fill in and I'll get the red star bonuses from that level. You find it fun, you're still a Galaxy of Heroes guy, but you like MSF as an option. Their animations kick ass too. Yeah, the art in the game is gorgeous. I love the art in MSF. I find the game pretty well balanced generally too. There's a couple of instances where that's not true, where the new teams that come out just break the meta, but as a general rule of thumb, I find it pretty well balanced. Save that there. Yeah. Yeah, we lost the war. I got MVP though. That was nice. Thankfully, at our rank in Alliance War, the rewards are still good for a loss though. Oh, that's another thing. This is like the biggest selling point, honestly. You got 6 red stars for Ebony Moore, and you don't even have Black Bolt yet, cries. I know, that's super frustrating. So one of the biggest selling points for me for MSF over Galaxy of Heroes. In Galaxy of Heroes, when you're doing your Alliance raids and stuff, you compete for higher spots because it makes a really significant difference, I'm told, on... Yeah, it's alright, Shara. We'll get them next time. You get really significantly different rewards based on where you finish. So if you finish lower, you get, like, much shittier rewards, I'm told. Yeah, and MSF, when you work on the raids, let me show you here the difference. So we'll jump into this guy. We'll look at the rewards here. So you can see if you finish in the top 2, there's 24 people in an alliance. If you finish in the top 2, you get 2,000 tickets just looking here, right? If you finish last place, you get 1,800. That's not very different, right? So instead, it incentivizes people to try to get higher reward percentages because that makes a big difference. So like as an example, here you get double the amount of the orange orb fragments to open more orbs and get better gear if you finish 60% as opposed to 30%. Again, looking here there's a bigger difference that you get half the amount of orb fragments, but you still get significantly more for everyone finishing higher, but a lot of the rewards are in line. This is very valuable material here. You don't get much difference between being the top and being the bottom. These are useful, pretty similar. The only difference here is the orange orbs. But even then, if you finish top 2 it matters, but below that, it starts to taper off. So it definitely rewards team play more. You'll get there eventually. Yeah, it's not a huge fluctuation. In Galaxy of Heroes, I'm told it's a much bigger fluctuation. Like, I was watching my friend stream Galaxy of Heroes, and he was all disappointed he finished 8th, and I was like, why does it matter? You guys did well. And he's like, yeah, but now I'm going to get shit rewards. And I was like, really? That's terrible. Oh, something's going on wonky with BlueStacks there. You mentioned Quake earlier, you're an old gamer, and laddered Quake 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Nice. Nice. Alright, let's farm some gear here. Let's go to... Ghost Rider. We're just going to auto those nodes to get the material. Yeah, I love Ghost Rider. He's one of my favorite characters in the comics too. And he's really strong in the game too. Yeah, he's awesome. Here, we can do a fight here. Let's jump into Blitz. Here, we'll do one. I'll slow it down because again, now that we have 56 going on 22, Deadpool animations make you laugh. Let's go here. I actually put him on my Spider-Verse team because the symbiote characters utilize bleed so well, and he puts all these negative effects on people, so he's really good. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go against Brotherhood. But yeah, so Disney Sorcerer's Arena I stream on Thursdays. If you guys want to check that out also, again, it's another game like this, and even if you don't play them, I think it's good to like see what else is out there for comparison. Because that's why I confidently say that like MSF is my favorite game in this genre, because I played a couple of the other ones and see what they do right and what they do wrong. So Spidey used to be more of just a beginning character. He actually has use on a couple different teams. He has use on a Brawlers team, and he does have use on the Spider-Verse team. But the reason I took him off the team is because he doesn't apply a lot of negative effects, and that's what makes this team shine. Here, let's really slow down the animations for some fun here. Drop those bleeds. So again, that's why I'm using Ghost Rider on this team, is for the negative effects. And again, Luke Cage is a defender. The defenders are a lower end team now, lower end mid tier, I'd say. But but he does have use on that team. Throw some bleed on Juggernaut here. Oh, resisted. Penance Stare. I did. That is funny. That they don't feel remorse, so he just walks up and punches them instead. Yeah, this may be a loss. Their ability to resist has been crippling the team. We're gonna lose Miles here, I think. Yep, there we go. Nice critical from Ghost Rider with the sawed off, though. Gotta hear Magneto. I love that animation. It's one of my favorites. Alright, we lost Ghost Rider. I'm gonna try to take out Sabretooth if I can. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Galaxy of Heroes has nearly as many animations either. I could be wrong about that. I typically don't play it slow. Hey, yeah, glad to have you here, Quick. Yeah, and I'm always happy to answer any questions, and honestly, as you guys get started, if you guys want me to do some roster reviews for you, we can work that out too. So, I do that on Wednesdays. Wednesdays I do community roster reviews for anybody who wants. But definitely have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, we can speed up a little bit here. Awesome. Glad to hear it, TNS Gamer. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Yeah, we lost that one. I figured that was going to be the case, but it's okay. We're doing all right in the total points for the Blitz anyway. Because while I am hoping to hit that 4.7 million number before the end of the event to try to get into the top 10%, this should solidly place me 11 to 26, and that will be enough to get X-23 star level up. So that should be fine. Pick that up. hold off on spending extra gold on that. And in the meantime, I'll just pick these up to satisfy the daily quest. Because they're cheap. Open up this orb here. I like it. If we had any space in the Alliance, I'd have invited them to join the Alliance, but I think we are pretty solidly full at the moment. If that changes, we can always offer them a spot. I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants to maybe start a second free-to-play account to do like a junior alliance and then bring people in and see who shakes out and who doesn't, and then maybe rotate people between the two as necessary to try to get even more competitive, but I don't know if I'm there yet. Yeah, so like there are some people that either just can't play often or whatever the case may be, and they're nice and I'd love to keep them around, but like maybe we could do that. Maybe we can move them down to like the lower level alliance for a while, you know, until they can be more active or whatever else, and then rotate them back up again, and it'll allow us to bring newer people in too. It's an idea I had. I may do it, especially because then it'll allow me to like really walk players through what it's like being a new player and doing free to play, since this account I do spend money on, so I might do that. I don't think that's an idle threat. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I might do it. Alright. I actually do think, however, that we're 3 hours into the stream. I do think I'm going to call it here, but why don't we see if someone else is streaming right now? We can return the favor, pay it forward, and raid somebody else's stream at the moment. I didn't do Blitz Roulette tonight. So I didn't do Blitz Roulette because it's the X-23 Blitz, and I'm trying to stick more to my rotation. Oh, Venora is streaming. We're gonna go ahead and raid her. She is a cool person. So hang tight. I'm just gonna drop to our ending stream screen, and then we're going to raid Venora. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the people who followed. Hoping to see you guys moving forward. Dr. Z, you sent a message to the guy organizing your group. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So hang tight, don't go anywhere because we're going to raid right now. And thanks again for tuning in.